This weekend marks the 38th anniversary of one of the most remarkable emergency jet landings in aviation history.
And that might be an understatement. A pilot for TACA Airlines lost both engines over New Orleans in 1988 and miraculously found an emergency landing spot in New Orleans East near Michoud. Rob Masson has the story.
The New Orleans area is served by 3 airports. This strip of land near Michoud is not one of them. This takeoff of TACA Flight 110 38 years ago was never supposed to happen. Neither was its emergency landing on the other side of the levee 9 days earlier.
So when I come closer and closer, we just make a flight path direct to the canal.
Former TACA pilot Carlos Dardano recently returned to Michoud to look back on one of the most miraculous landings of all time. On May 24, 1988, Dardano was flying a brand new Boeing 737-300 from Belize to New Orleans when a large storm east of the city forced him to reroute.
And the airplane started bouncing all over the place.
Hail began pelting the 737. Heavy rain entered the brand new engines. Then came the unthinkable.
We hit worse than that, a lot of turbulence, and the engine just squeaked on us, both at the same time.
The crew briefly restarted the engines, but when Captain Dardano throttled up, they failed again. Controllers suggested Interstate 10 in New Orleans East as a possible landing zone.
And I said, there's no way I'm going to try to make a landing on a highway where there's a bunch of cars and tons of people is going to die over there, and we can probably kill everybody in the airplane.
With the powerless plane losing altitude, the clouds cleared just long enough for Dardano to focus in on the Intracoastal Canal near Michoud. Then his co-pilot spotted a strip of land alongside the levee.
We saw some cables over there, and we had to jump a little bit before coming into the place where we landed. And I said, I got it, baby. So, and then the rest is history. We touched down, and as soon as we touched down, the co-pilot started laughing.
Though losing both engines on his brand new 737 was unprecedented, Captain Dardano says he had a couple things going for him that day 38 years ago to help save 45 lives. Captain Dardano says the 737 was one of the best planes to be in for a glide landing. He also says the clouds parted just in time for him to see where to land.
Because I finished evacuating the people, and the people start running. I can still remember all the passengers running here and looking at my cockpit and yelling me to get out of the airplane.
The camera becomes your defense.
Former Times-Picayune photographer Ted Jackson was sent to capture the scene, an unprecedented emergency landing with no fatalities.
You prepare yourself for what you might see. Hopefully it turns out for the best.
And it doesn't get much better than Captain Dardano landing safely in Michoud's soft soil. 2 weeks later, TACA replaced the plane's engines. The 737 was pulled to a nearby road where another pilot was brought in a flight away. Former WWL radio news director Walt Pierce reported from the scene.
I think I remember everybody and their mother was out here to watch that. I kind of liken it to a carrier takeoff. You know, rev the engines, hold the brakes, and then let loose and go as fast as you can, pull back on the stick and go straight up. You know, it's really remarkable how they were able to do that.
Dardano's feat is still considered one of the most daring commercial jet landings in history.
We were lucky, and we were glad that we made it.
The captain was 29 years old at the time. Today he is retired from commercial aviation, but still flies stunt planes and now runs a flight school in his native El Salvador, surrounded by family.
Enjoy what you have every day, because you don't know how long it will take for you not to have it.